Okay, I'm just gonna, run this thing with my full cup of coffee. Here we go. Oh man, I love this car. Hi everybody, it's Jim from County Corvette, and I have a 2013 Cadillac CTSV sedan. For those of you who don't know what this car is, it's basically a supercharged version of the Corvette in a Cadillac. I exaggerate a little bit because it's not exactly, well, it's an LSA engine. It's a slightly detuned 6.2 LS9 engine, but it's got all the goodies in there. Not quite as bulletproof as the LS9, but it's as good as it's as much motor as you could use in a street car Cadillac. So now I'm going to give you guys a little, rundown here. This thing's a 1SB. Which is the high, the highly optioned interior package. It's got the Recaro seating, which was a big $3,500 option. I think that was it for general options. These things come pretty, it's a Cadillac. It comes pretty well optioned to start with. And then that 1SB just gives you everything you want, pretty much everything they offer. So, you got the Brembo brakes. These things are just really cool cars. This car in particular, it's got 48,000 and change on it. I sold this car about 5 years ago to a friend. His wife was driving it in that period. I believe they put about 25,000 miles on it. So I know this car. It just had tires. We did a couple things to it. There was one mechanical issue. I think a drive shaft was starting to leak. We replaced that. Did a nice detail on it. It's an original paint car. On the front bumper cover, there is one little crack. I don't know how it happened, but it's minor. I just wanted to point it out. It's right here by the headlight, and then a couple little stone chips. But again, it's not been touched. So, it's the right color combination. And generally speaking, these cars it's really one of the best Cadillacs ever built. And I say that from a performance standpoint, but also from a value standpoint. These things have really retain their value well. So this thing's under 50K, and it's a really nice clean car. It doesn't need anything, and there's no issues with it. So for you guys out there, I'm going to say this jokingly because we actually was a girl driving it, my friend's wife. But for you guys out there, you got the Corvette, and you got a baby coming, and wifey's like, Corvette's got to go. This is a good replacement. It's going to walk away from maybe not a C7, but anyway, it's a lot of bang for the buck and a fun car. The new black wings are out, but this thing's got 556 horsepower and I think 551 foot-pounds of torque. So it's a lot of power, but it's still a Cadillac. It drives really smoothly. I'm actually going to drink a coffee during this test drive just to kind of illustrate that, and it's my excuse for drinking a coffee, which is still a little early in the morning and not quite there yet. So we're going to do that, and hey, let's do this test drive. Let's just get it out there and see how it feels. All right, so the mileage right now is 48,526. This has the full panoramic sunroof here. These things are really well laid out too. I always like this style. I actually prefer the sedan over the coupe. Actually, another friend of mine I just helped him sell his 13 CTSV coupe, and boy, those things are just bringing big money. It's amazing, again, how they've retained the value as well. The coupes are a little bit more desirable, but frankly, for me, the way I perceive a Cadillac, it's got to be a four-door. Because I'm taking a Cadillac out because I have family and guests, whatever. But these are just super well engineered cars. And they get great reviews still after 10 years. This car could have been introduced as a 2023 model, and nobody would have thought twice about it. I mean, let's be honest, the new Blackwing is a pretty wicked car. But, you know, they're well over 100,000, so these are a lot of bang for the buck. But it's a Cadillac, it's smooth, you know, it's not, you know, it's not a shaky ride, it's firm, but I'm drinking a coffee without a lid, you know, straight, just a cup of coffee. I generally do this every morning when I come into work. I drive a Tahoe. That's our chase vehicle, by the way. But for me, daily driver, it's got to pass the coffee test, and this thing does. So if we don't spill any coffee here, it will have passed the coffee test, because this was full when I stepped in here. As with any supercharged, turbocharged car, I always let them get up to full peak operating temperature before I do any type of excessive RPM. Not excessive, it's not wrong word. I like to use the right terminology because people correct me on it if I don't. And I also just try to sound, you know, like I know the English language, some level of mastery of it. And it's pathetic when you have friends that speak English as a second or third language and they're more articulate than we are. So do my best here to sound competent in speaking. But anyway, we're up to temp now. Those of you who watch my videos probably recognize this little U-turn area as my, you know, first and second gear red line. You know, I'm still within some range of the speed limit, and it's safe. You know, more than anything else, it's safe. There's guardrails on either side, and you know, I'm not going to drive something where I let it get away from me, but you know, I don't take any chances. So anyway, yeah, these cars are just, you know, I have the heated seat on too. I hadn't checked that earlier, but this thing passed our full operations check. And those are the things we look for. You know, on a car with all these amenities, all this stuff has to work. And, you know, when I buy a car like this for myself, you know, if it's got power sports seats, they need to do what power sports seats do. If it's got heated and cooled seats, they've got to heat and cool. I don't like it when a lot of little things are wrong with a car, and as a result, I either don't buy it or, you know, I'll repair it. Okay, I'm just gonna, you know, run this thing with my full cup of coffee. Here we go. Oh man, I love this car. I had to back off. We hit 70 miles an hour, like really fast. But I didn't spill a drop of coffee. Now, some of that is personal technique. I am a master of drinking coffee while driving. But the car's smooth, you know. When we're going over bumps here, I'm not spilling coffee. This thing runs its ass off. These are just cool cars. So, hey, if you're looking for, you know, that everyday driver with a little snot, check this thing out, and you won't be disappointed. All the brakes are good on this car. There's just no problems with it. And the prior owner, like I said, a friend of mine, local guy, he's got a bunch of Corvettes. He's younger. Actually owns the payroll company that we use. Great guys, and you know, he's stepping up to something a little newer. And I'll let the cat out of the bag. He bought a Blackwing, so I got this back. So reasonable upgrade, but there you go. So we've got this thing, like I said, listed in the it's under 45,000, and you know, it's a lot of car for the money. We'll take a trade on it. We'll consider offers. Hit us up. You know, we're not. I will be completely upfront. I didn't notice the crack in that front bumper cover when I priced the car, so I'm going to make a little concession on that. Heck, I could even fix it. I like, you know, original paintwork, even if it's got a couple chips, but that might bother somebody. I just want to be upfront about that. So that's it. All right. So if you like these things, give us a holler, and we'll work something out. Take trades. You know, we can help finance. But boy, for an everyday driver, I don't think it gets much better than this. And you know, for a 10-year-old automobile. All right, so thanks for watching the video, and let me know your thoughts too on you know, this engine. Those of you who know it, you know, the LSA 6.2 supercharged. You know, what do you think of these things? What do you think of a, you know, Cadillac with a supercharger? I mean, personally, I love it, but I'm curious what other people think out there. So I love your feedback, and look forward to hearing about it. All right, so thanks for watching, and if you have an interest in this car, hit us up. Or hey, if you just want to have a you know, cup of coffee with me, I'm a little bit of a coffee snob and have some good coffee in my office. So happy to chat anytime, any day. Thanks for watching.